There's a certain kind of buzz that doesn't just come from a show being popular. It comes from something deeper when fans begin imagining stories that don't even exist yet. When they start asking for more before the current story is even finished. That's exactly what's happening right now. The conversation has shifted. It's no longer just about what's on screen. It's about what could be next. And surprisingly, the loudest demand isn't for a sequel or a continuation, it's for something more specific, more chaotic, and honestly, more exciting. Fans want a night shift spin-off. It sounds almost unreal at first, like one of those ideas that starts as a joke and somehow refuses to go away. But this one didn't fade, it grew. It spread across discussions, fan pages, comment sections, and interviews. Suddenly, the Night Crew wasn't just a part of the show, it became a phenomenon of its own. And when something reaches that level of attention, you have to ask the question, is there actually something there? According to the cast, the idea isn't completely out of reach. It's not confirmed, it's not planned, but it's definitely been talked about. The kind of talk that lingers in the background, never fully disappearing. It's gone around. It's up in the air. That's the kind of response that keeps fans hooked. It doesn't promise anything, but it doesn't shut the door either. And sometimes, that's all it takes to fuel a movement. What makes this even more interesting is the attitude of the cast themselves. There's no resistance, no hesitation. If anything, there's a quiet excitement, a willingness to explore whatever direction the story might take. One cast member summed it up in the most straightforward way possible. If they're called in, they'll be there. It doesn't matter if it's morning, night, or somewhere in between. That kind of commitment isn't just professional, it's personal. It shows that the connection to the story runs deeper than just a role. And maybe that's why the idea of a night shift spin-off feels so right. Because the Night Crew isn't just different, they're unpredictable. They bring an energy that feels completely separate from everything else. It's not polished or controlled. It's messy, chaotic, and sometimes a little wild. But that's exactly what makes it compelling. Fans have even given them a nickname, the Night Crawlers. It's fitting, in a way. There's something slightly mysterious about them, something that only really comes alive after hours. They operate in a different space, where the rules feel looser and anything can happen. That unpredictability creates moments that feel more real, more spontaneous. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. The night shift brings out a different side of everyone. The conversations are more honest, the reactions more unfiltered. There's a kind of freedom in that environment that you don't always see during the day. People take risks. They say things they might normally hold back. And those moments, the ones that feel raw and unscripted, are the ones that stick with the audience. But beyond the characters and the chaos, there's another layer that makes this all work. The people behind the scenes. Because according to the cast, the experience of working on the show is just as meaningful as the story itself. It's not just about playing a role, it's about being part of something bigger. They talk about each other not just as co-stars, but as individuals, as people they genuinely enjoy being around. That kind of environment changes everything. It creates a sense of comfort, a level of trust that translates directly onto the screen. When actors feel connected to each other, it shows. The chemistry becomes natural, the interactions feel real, and the audience can sense it immediately. There's also a strong sense of leadership guiding that energy. Robbie, in particular, has been described as someone who brings people together, someone who sets the tone for the entire set. Learning from someone like that doesn't just improve performance, it shapes the overall experience. It creates a space where everyone feels supported, where growth happens naturally. And when that kind of atmosphere exists, it elevates everything. The story becomes stronger, the characters more believable, and the moments more impactful. It's not just a production anymore, it becomes a shared journey. At the same time, there's another element quietly building momentum within the story, the relationships. Specifically, the kind that start with a little bit of awkwardness and slowly evolve into something more. The fake dating trope has made its way into the spotlight, and fans are already reacting. There's something undeniably entertaining about watching the characters navigate a situation that's both planned and completely unpredictable. We're going to be fake dating. There needs to be real kissing. It's a line that captures both the humor and the tension of the situation. Because while the setup might be artificial, The emotions that follow are anything but. The awkwardness adds another layer to it. I just met you. What are we going to do? Hold hands. It's that kind of honesty that makes the moment feel genuine. There's no smooth transition, no perfect execution. Just two people trying to figure things out in real time. And that uncertainty, that's what makes it engaging. Don't you see I'm flustered? Same, it's simple, but it works because it reflects something real. The nervousness, the hesitation, the small moments of connection that slowly build into something bigger. These aren't grand, dramatic scenes. They're subtle, human interactions that resonate on a deeper level. And just as fans are getting invested in these dynamics, comparisons begin to emerge. Another story comes into the conversation, one that already has a strong following: Heated Rivalry. It's a bold comparison, but it's not entirely surprising. Both stories tap into similar themes: competition, connection, and the intensity that comes with it. The cast acknowledges it, but they also make it clear that the story stands on its own. Yes, there's hockey. Yes, there's tension. Yes, there's that spicy element that fans love. But there's also something different, something lighter, more playful. A sense of energy that feels distinctly tied to its setting. It's a college story. After all, that alone changes the tone. Everything feels a little faster, a little brighter. There's a sense of possibility in every scene, a kind of poppiness that gives the story its own identity. It's not trying to replicate anything, it's creating something new. There's also a strong sense of appreciation for what came before. The cast openly acknowledges the influence of Heated Rivalry, recognizing it as something that helped pave the way. But instead of competing with it, they're building on that foundation, expanding it, taking it in a new direction. And the timing couldn't be better. Everything seems to be aligning perfectly. The audience is engaged, the story is evolving, and the ideas keep growing. It feels like the beginning of something bigger, something that hasn't fully taken shape yet, but is already gaining momentum. In the middle of all this, there's a lighter moment that offers a glimpse into the personalities behind the characters. A simple game, built around college scenarios, reveals more than expected. The choices are straightforward at first, practical deals that make sense in everyday life. Borrowing a car, writing an essay, taking notes, all reasonable. But then comes the final option: tutoring someone in exchange for helping make a crush jealous. It's a little dramatic, a little petty, and completely relatable. And without hesitation, it becomes the top choice. It's petty. It's for the plot. That response captures something essential about the story. It's not always about making the right decision. Sometimes it's about making the interesting one, the one that creates tension, that pushes the story forward. That makes things a little more complicated, because at its core, that's what this show is about. Not perfection, but authenticity. Not predictability, but possibility. It's about moments that feel real, even when they're messy. About choices that aren't always logical, but always meaningful. And maybe that's why the idea of a Night Shift spin-off feels so natural, because it embraces all of that. The chaos, the unpredictability, the raw energy that makes the story stand out. It takes everything fans already love and pushes it even further. Right now, it's still just an idea, a possibility, something that exists in conversations and speculation. But sometimes, that's how the best stories begin. Not as fully formed plans, but as sparks of inspiration that grow over time. If the demand continues, if the excitement keeps building, it's not hard to imagine that idea turning into something real. Because at the end of the day, the audience has a voice. And when that voice becomes loud enough, it's hard to ignore. Until then, the story continues. The morning shifts, the night shifts, the moments in between. Each one adding something new, something unexpected. And somewhere in the background, the night crawlers are waiting, ready to step into the spotlight if the moment ever comes. And if it does, one thing is certain: it won't be quiet. It won't be quiet.